The Louisiana Book Festival, a celebration of readers, writers, and their books. Saturday, November 1st. Over 200 authors, scholars, and poets. Book talks, signings, and cooking demonstrations. Activities and crafts for young readers and teens. Learn more at louisianabookfestival.org. Criollo Restaurant offers a culinary adventure prepared by a tiny animated French chef. A 5-course dinner experience comes to life at each place setting using projection mapping. Located in the historic Hotel Monteleone. Learn more at criollonola.com.
This program is brought to you in part by the Eugenie and Joseph Jones Family Foundation, a local foundation proud to support education, the arts, and culture in the greater New Orleans area.
Support for this program comes from the Gail and Tom Benson Charitable Foundation, committed to funding educational causes.
Steppin Out is made possible in part by Susie and Pierre G. Villery.
Whether it's the latest museum exhibit, the newest restaurant, or the current hot play,
we appreciate the weekly updates on the arts, music, and entertainment.
Let's step out.
I'm Peggy Scouten-Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, with updates from the local restaurant, arts, and entertainment scenes. Joining me, Poppy Tucker, host of Louisiana Eats on WWNO Radio. Hey, Miss Poppy.
Hey, Peg.
Hello. It's so great to have her back. Rory O'Neill Schmidt. She is the co-author with Rosary O'Neill, her mom, of The Haunted Guide to New Orleans, Ghost, Vampires, and Voodoo Protection. Welcome back, dear.
Thank you so much.
And you've done quite a few collaborations with her.
Yes, it's our 4th book together. So
oh my goodness, congrats. Yes. Alice Mason, editor of the Crescent City Jewish News and theatercriticism.com. And may you have a good fast.
Yes.
Yom Kippur, yes. And Taylor Eichenwald, he is back, president of New Orleans Auction Galleries, here to tell us about their new place and to preview Art for Art's Sake, right there on Julia and around town too. Welcome. Good to see you. Poppy, you're up, kiddo.
Well, I'll tell you, there is a new place that is my favorite hideaway in the French Quarter these days, and it's in the 600 block of Royal. So think where Quarter Two Sisters is, where Rao is, it's that block, and it's called Petula. And it is absolutely wonderful. It is a collaboration between Chef Robert Tabone and the people from Crew. As a matter of fact, earlier this year, they opened a Crew store in New York.
The eyeglassware, right?
Yeah, the eyeglassware. Yeah, and so that's where their very fancy French Quarter store is. But you'd never even know what was behind those doors. You go through those doors, and it leads you, see, there's the Crew sign. So Crew's to the left, and then there's Petula. And there is the carriageway that you walk through to enter this fabulous little hidden French Quarter courtyard. And they're open every day except for Tuesday from 10 a.m. until 9:30 p.m.
Wow.
So at 10 o'clock in the morning, you can go over there and start with espresso, chai, cold brew. And then a little later in the day, there's an affordable, really great wine list. They have very special cocktails. Like that one is Glam Life, and it is Wonderbird Gin, Lime, Pierre Ferrand Dry Curacao, House-Made Phalerum, Hamilton Pimento Dram, honey, and a little shot of Angostura bitters. Incredibly complex, really delicious. And then they also have a great imported beer selection. All day, they have small plates, there's salads and all sorts of things like that. That is the Sardina tin plate. And all of those pickles that go with the sardines are house-made, really special and unusual, 4 different kinds of pickles. And you see that bread, that really blew me away because their incredible bread is actually made in-house. And so on the menu, there's mushroom toast. There's a Petula sandwich of Parisian ham, celery root remoulade, and tarragon. It is divine. But this young, talented man who is braving Royal Street, he is also doing every other week the 619 Supper Club. And so the Supper Club, it's only 16 people that he takes at a time. There's this beautiful, intimate little room that he does it in. It's a 3-course meal of special dishes, techniques, and rare ingredients. And you can add on at a very nominal price wine pairings. It's really beautiful, inventive, special food. So I urge everybody to go check out Petula 619 Supper Club, and you have to make your reservations on Instagram. But everything will be all listed there if you go to Instagram. Now, that's what's new. Next, we're going to celebrate something old. And believe it or not, that's Herb Saint. I don't know how Herb Saint could be 25 years old, but it is this year. And so they're celebrating with a special tasting menu every Wednesday now through November the 5th. The chef de cuisine at Herb Saint is super talented, Chef Tyler Spreen, and he's going to be serving dishes like panade leg of lamb with celeriac, apple slaw, charred octopus with arroz negro, aioli and pickled okra, a pâté en croûte with truffles, and a Madeira gelée. And for dessert, how exotic does this sound? And it changes every Wednesday, these menus. Triple cream cheesecake with yuzu lemon curd and pistachios, and a soccer torte. So the menus are just out of this world, and so go help Herb Saint celebrate 25 years. But Wednesday nights are a very hot night to dine out in New Orleans this month, because also on Wednesday nights for the next 2 weeks, Koshan Butcher is celebrating Oktoberfest with a return of their schnitzel night. And for beer lovers, they have very rare Oktoberfest casks that they're getting in straight from Germany. Now I'm going to try to say this. There's a Steppin or something like that, Fest Bier. And this is the gold standard of all Oktoberfest lagers, and it comes from the world's oldest brewery. In Germany.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. So
What fun.
KoshanButcher.com. Thank you. And moving over to Rory, and of course 'tis the season. You know, we've got Halloween coming up, but you've kind of the variety of what you've included in this book. It really is a kind of a lively, dare I say, overview. The Haunted Guide to New Orleans, History Press. Congratulations!
Thank
you. It is full of photos, and we have just a few that we wanted to show because these are some of the, especially this one coming up with Madame Laurie's mansion. That has to be one of the most haunted places.
Yes, I would say, and the most evil. You know, and when we talk about ghosts, we talk about good spirits, we talk about lost spirits, we talk about negative spirits too, and even people we spoke to when they pass her house, locals will make the sign of the cross, or they go to the other.
This is on Royal Street.
Yes, they go. Yes, exactly. They go to the other side of the street because they don't want to pick up any of that bad energy. And so, Madame Lalaurie, as we know, lived in this house and tortured many of the people who lived in the house, and it was actually burned. Many of the enslaved, and it was burned to the ground, and she somehow escaped persecution of her crimes. But a very unsafe place for ghosts.
And a brighter
that still haunt.
moment here. We've got the shrine of Marie Laveau.
Yes, Marie. And speaking of strength and power and goodness, we wanted to include New Orleans voodoo, which Mom and I also wrote a book about a few years ago. And this is the shrine of Marie Laveau at the New Orleans Healing Center.
And Ricardo Pustanio is the artist
who created this. And it's beautiful because it really creates a safe space for people to come to share their positive intentions, to ask for help, to maybe drop off a gift for Marie Laveau and ask for protection. And as we know, voodoo is all about empowerment and agency, especially in difficult times. So.
And then such a tradition are jazz funerals, and we don't necessarily consider that haunted. It's just one of the rituals relating to, of course, dying in New Orleans.
Yes, and I think a big part of what we talk about in the book too is we're always kind of on the cusp of a disaster and also a celebration in New Orleans with, you know, Mardi Gras happening or hurricanes happening, and so we celebrate life and we celebrate death too. And so I'm really thankful for Cheryl Gerber for sharing this gorgeous photograph, and also for my sister Rochelle O'Brien for sharing the photograph for the cover. And the book has lots of great drawings and photographs, really just to capture what the spirit is of the city and to share some of these haunted tales.
Now you've got book signings coming up this weekend, don't you?
I hope to see all of you there. We have quite a few. We do have tomorrow at the shop at the Historic New Orleans Collection. We'll be doing a signing on Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. And then tomorrow night we have a ghost tour, so get ready for that. We'll meet in Pirates Alley, and that's American Ghost Walks on their website. You can reserve tickets in advance.
And that's tomorrow Friday.
Tomorrow Friday, yes.
Okay. And then also Saturday, you're going to be in Uptown, girl.
Yes. So we have lots of audiences, lots of places where we can go celebrate ghosts. And we'll be at Yvonne LaFleur, this iconic fashion designer woman I've looked up to since I was a child. I've known her. My mom has been friends with her for decades, and we'll be doing a signing at her store. And maybe do some shopping too. Get some new clothes. Why not?
Was there any one thing in terms of doing your research over the years? I mean, there are a lot of famous ghost stories, but was there one thing in particular that might have surprised you?
I think that the openness of people in New Orleans to talk about ghosts, we've gone to other places like Paris or Phoenix and try to ask people to talk about it, but here it's kind of just accepted, especially uptown. New Orleans, different parts, and even, you know, maybe it's people at this table who have had hauntings, I don't know. But we do I'd like to just learn that a lot of people in New Orleans either have experienced something or know someone who has, or at least are open to it. And in the book we do new interviews because we want to make sure to honor the legends of the past, but also to create new research and share new stories too.
Well, congratulations,
Yeah,
Roy.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
Tell
you
your
so
mama
much.
hi for us.
I
Okay.
will.
And
Thank you.
for anybody, of course, who has any, even if it's a cursory knowledge of theater, we're talking about Rosalie O'Neill, who started Southern Rep Theater and did many, and taught at Loyola for a long time.
Yes, yeah.
Anyway, dear mom, tell her hi. And moving over to Taylor, yay. Okay, New Orleans auction galleries we are quite familiar with, but you got a new place.
Yeah, we've opened a retail shop on Julia Street. It is called Curated, on the corner of Commerce and Julia, 328 Julia Street. And we're excited. It's everything from carpets, with jewelry, we have art, of course, and ranging from $20 to $20,000 or something for everybody. It's accessible, and it's a fun place to shop because there's all sorts of surprises.
Yeah, right there's the door, as a matter of fact. Did you come up with the name?
Yeah, it was a group effort, I will say.
Now, would this be items that, I love that, oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Tell us about what's right in the center there.
The painting there is an homage to Club My Oh My,
Yes.
which
Oh my
of course
goodness,
goes back New Orleans history. And that is one of my favorite pieces at the store, I have to say. Yeah.
But as you see, you've got big things and little things. Are these some items that didn't sell in auctions, or are these that people are putting on consignment, or both? Or
It's a little bit of everything. We're trying to keep it fresh. So it's stuff that you won't see at auction, or you'll see first at the shop. Maybe it'll go for auction later if it doesn't sell.
And you've got jewelry too, huh?
Yes, there's several cases of jewelry. We have costume and fine jewelry. There's all sorts of stuff.
Well, congratulations. Now, Saturday night, of course,
Yes.
Art for Art's Sake, which is one of the annual art walks. Usually it's the first Saturday, but this one's really big because a lot of galleries are in and around Julia, and you all will be open too for that, huh?
Yeah, of course, everybody knows Art for Art's Sake, Magazine Street. Art for Art's Sake also goes on downtown. Julia Street, as you said, we're going to be open till 9 o'clock. We have a tarot reader in honor of spooky season, and all sorts of fun surprises. You'll want to stop by, and of course, go visit all the other galleries. Everybody's debuting new shows at exhibitions, and it's a fun night.
Well, it is, and of course it all started at the Contemporary Art Center many moons ago,
Yes.
the Art for Art's sake, and it's really blossomed. So, but congrats for being involved. I know you're
you.
involved with the Arts District, with
Yeah.
other gallery owners and stuff.
And please come by and see us.
Okay, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And moving over to Mr. Allen.
Well, we have theater, believe it or not, coming up. The regional premiere of the Lehman Trilogy is almost here. Opening night is tomorrow night at Le Petit Theater, and it's featuring three leads, Ryan Hayes, Leslie Nipkow, and David Lind, which is really kind of interesting because all three have been involved in previous Le Petit productions. The last time Nipkow and Lind were seen on the stage was in Doubt. She played a nun and he played a priest. And Hayes played Jewish record producer Don Kirshner in a production that they did, of course, Beautiful. So now they all get to play members of this famous Jewish banking family whose bankruptcy in 2008 wiped out 150 years of what we would call their financial legacy. This performance is underwritten, by the way, by the Jewish Endowment Foundation. So if you want to know more about this, really the most catastrophic bankruptcy in United States history, and find out about the 150 years that went on before that, check it out, the Lehman Trilogy, directed by Jenny Lavery at Le Petit, and it'll be at St. Peter Street at 619 St. Peter 616, St. Peter Street. But I got to remind everybody, there are new starting times. It used to be 7:30 for the starting time. It's now 7 o'clock. So get there early, and because of all the construction going around that area, please be advised, get some parking nearby. They have special parking that you can get from the website if you find at one of the private parking garages, etc., and some on the street, of course, but that I recommend very highly. Again, you can check the theater out to find out more about that at 522-2081. Next week, Drew Stroud will star in Justin Maxwell's Exhausted Paint. This is a one-man play about the life and the death of Vincent van Gogh. It's directed by Drew's wife, Carly. The production will run at Big Couch as part of Fat Squirrel's new season on their Square.site space. I did an interview with Justin Maxwell and both Carly and Drew. It's a really fascinating work. I really recommend you get out there as early as you can. It only runs 10 days, October the 8th through the 18th. Meanwhile, at the National World War II Museum, they're going to be bringing back an earlier production of Josephine Baker, From Creole Goddess to Siren of the Resistance. This is written by Denise Altabello and performed by Anais St. John and Harry Marone. This is the story of Le Becker, a black American expatriate who was not only a star of the stage in Paris during World War II, but actually was involved in the resistance movement against the Nazis. The show runs at night on Friday, October the 17th, and then on the days on Saturday and Sunday on the 18th and 19th. Again,
Harry Marone.
Harry Marone will be there, and I recommend you get tickets now because this is a really fascinating show, and if you've not seen Anais do this, it's really special. Last year, Anais and I shared the internet as we discussed the show prior to her performance. There we are. We had such a good time that we're going to be back for more for an all-new show this next Monday, October the 6th, to hear more about this very interesting woman who is famous as a singer, a dancer, and a spy. A continued conversation about Josephine Baker on the NOLA Theater Folk Facebook group, theatercriticism.com Facebook page, and my own YouTube channel. And wait till you spy what's happening at Cafe Istanbul. There she is. This is that same weekend. Varla G. Merman returns with an all-new show. It's called The Drowsy Chaperone, in which she claims to sing all the songs that Dua Lipa and Ariana Grande stole from her. It's again going to be at Cafe Istanbul, not far from the Healing Center, and brownpapertickets.com is where you go for that. By the way, Peggy, it's that time of year when the Carol Sutton and Sherry Marina grants are announced. The grants rotate every year. So one year it's Carol Sutton, next year it's Sherry Marina. This year it's Carol Sutton's turn. The committee will be reviewing scripts that are submitted to them in the next 4 weeks, dropped off and mailed to the address that you're going to see here. Grants are favored for diverse casting, including black and indigenous actors or traditional roles being played by a diverse cast. The deadline, again, is October the 30th.
That's a lot of money, honey.
Send it up to $20,000. Now they said that it's not exactly $20,000. It's going to be up to $20,000. I was cautioned about that, but that's a lot of money, is right.
That's a lot of money.
And Last week, Peggy, we were very, very happy to announce the nomination process for the inaugural Theater Educator of the Year Award at the Crescent City Theater Awards, which is going to be right here at WYES Studios on November the 17th, on Monday night. After careful deliberation and consideration, the board is proud to announce the recipient is Encore Studio of Dance, Tumbling, Music, and Theater's own Kelly Fushi. Kelly is also the artistic director at the Rivertown Theater's Performing Arts. She's both a dedicated professional and a director and a performer herself, and an inspiration to her many students. We had many, many, many letters of recommendation, and we believe that is a wise choice. We invite you to share with Kelly, her family, and friends at the awards ceremony. There's only a limited amount of tickets that'll be sold. Tickets are just $75, which is tax deductible. And check that out. The Crescent City Theater Awards going to be here soon on Monday, November the 17th. There'll be lots of food and drink, and along with entertainment.
It's a live event.
Marshall Harris will act as our MC with special guests to be announced soon. And again, just want to remember that we did have a Big Easy Awards here that did honor theater. It's gone. This is the replacement for it, and we're going to have a really big celebration.
And just to clarify that it's a live event at the WYES
Correct.
Studios.
Correct.
It's not
you
on
can't
TV.
live stream it. You can't watch it on TV.
You
gotta
gotta
get
come.
here. You want to find out who won. All the nominations, by the way, are online on our Facebook page, and we'll be publicizing that through the coming weeks. But we have 12 different categories, plus entertainer, the Theater Educator of the Award, but also the entertainer who we're going to be honoring this year for the Lifetime Achievement Award is none other than our own Ricky Graham.
All right, very good, very well deserved. Thank you so much. And time for picks. I will begin. The new Leviathan Oriental Foxtrot Orchestra will play this Friday evening at 7:30 and 9:30 at Snug Harbor on Frenchman Street, of course. SnugJazz.com for tickets. St. Louis Cathedral Rector Father Pat Williams will lead the St. Francis of Assisi Feast Day Blessing of the Animals on Saturday, 1:15 at St. Anthony Garden on Royal, directly behind the cathedral. The New Orleans Art Association's nationally respected juried show will open with a reception Saturday from 4 to 6 at a place called The Building, 1427 Aretha Castle Haley Boulevard. Details noartassoc.org. Click on More Info. Also on Saturday at 5:30 at the Shane Mansion on Canal at North Scott, the Crew de Pink presents a fundraiser called Death by Chocolate, Not Breast Cancer, for breast cancer research. This event honors cancer survivors, lots of chocolate, sweets, and savories, with champagne and non-alcoholic drinks as well. 21 years and above, please. crewtopink.org for tickets. Poppy.
Well, guten Tag, y'all. That's all I can say. That's what they say at Middendorf's. And Oktoberfest is on at Middendorf's Wednesday and Thursdays at both locations through November 6th. We'll talk a little bit more menu about it next week.
All right, Alan.
Tuesday night, we will have the opening night for the Broadway Across New Orleans season and the much anticipated Kimberly Akimbo, a very touching, funny, and poignant story of a 17-year-old senior in high school dealing with end-of-life issues. That's Sky Elisa Friedman right there, who plays Kimberly's criminal aunt, who teaches Kimberly and her classmates the art of washing a check. This won the Tony Award for the Best Musical, so check it out, and I'll see you at the theater.
All right, I have just a few more picks of the week. The Bielman Finkel-Hahn Trio performs the complete Schubert Piano Trios Monday night at 7:30 at Dixon Hall. And this kicks off the new season of the Friends of Music, New Orleans Friends of Music, friendsofmusic.org. Looking ahead, the New Orleans chapter of the English-Speaking Union presents a dinner and evening with Lady Henrietta Spencer Churchill, Winston Churchill's cousin, third removed or something like that. But anyway, definitely a cousin. That's Monday, October 13th at BB's Stage Door Canteen at the World War II Museum. All righty, for more information, call 504-430-8416. You can also go to esuus.org/New Orleans to pay online. But she has a brand new book concerning the history of Blenheim Palace, and of course that's the family's ancestry home. Before we leave, though, I have a question for Taylor. Taylor, in terms of auctions. I remember years ago somebody telling me rocking chairs are out. The term brown furniture, unfortunately, seems to be fairly no brown furniture. People are against older furniture. What's hot these days?
Well, brown furniture's coming back a little bit.
Yay! I love my armoires.
Yes,
Taylor.
me too. Me
Good.
too. No, everything from jewelry is always a hot ticket, especially these days. But I would say painted furniture, Italian furniture. People like color again. I think that's what I've been noticing lately.
And Rory, in the many hats that you wear, you've also worked on screenplays. Tell me what else you're up to.
Sure, yeah. So I executive produced The Long, Long Night with Duplass Brothers Productions.
From New Orleans originally.
Yes, the Duplass brothers, Mark Duplass, my mentor, and Barrett O'Brien, my brother. They both act in it, and Barrett directed it, and it's actually going to be at Cardiff International Film Festival this weekend in California.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all so much, and thank you for watching. Good night.
Programming on WYES is made possible in part by Susie and Pierre G. Villery.
From Masterpiece to Nova, Antiques Roadshow to Agatha Christie.
And of course, Steppin Out and Informed Sources.
We are pleased to support public television
It's been our passion.
for a lifetime.
Support for this program comes from the Gail and Tom Benson Charitable Foundation, committed to funding educational causes. Criollo Restaurant offers a culinary adventure prepared by a tiny animated French chef. A 5-course dinner experience comes to life at each place setting using projection mapping. Located in the historic Hotel Monteleone. Learn more at criollonola.com.
This program is brought to you in part by the Eugenie and Joseph Jones Family Foundation, a local foundation proud to support education, the arts, and culture in the greater New Orleans area.
The Louisiana Book Festival, a celebration of readers, writers, and their books. Saturday, November 1st. Over 200 authors, scholars, and poets. Book talks, signings, and cooking demonstrations. Activities and crafts for young readers and teens. Learn more at louisianabookfestival.org.